Hello everybody, it's Marialda here once again, and welcome back to a very beautiful swimsuit figure. Yes, in front of us today we have ZB-26 in her Nook of Ephemeral Dreams skin. She is from Girls Frontline, aka Dolls Frontline, depending on where you are in the world. ZB is a 1/7 scale figure manufactured by Wonderful Works. She released on May 27th of 2024. I pre-ordered her at AmiAmi and paid 18,990 yen, or $126.36. I ordered her on March 16th of 2023, so over a year ago. I paid for her on May 31st, 2024. She shipped out on June 5th and got here today on June 6th of 2024. And she is pretty. I remember during one of the Wonder Festival gatherings we do on the Discord server, that was the first time that I saw her. She popped up, and I was just like, wow, she looks really good. And I think it's the star cutouts on her swimsuit that did it for me, but she does. She looks really good to me. There was discussion on whether or not the octopus would be removable, and I don't think that it is. I'm pretty sure it's permanently attached, unfortunately. But anyways, I saw her then, and I really liked her. And then she went up for order at AmiAmi, and I'm like, I still really like her. So I ordered her. So anyways, there's the front of ZB's box. There's the side. There's the back. Nice glamour shots of her. Her box has lots of big windows. There's a nice full body shot of her on the back, or other side. There's the front. There's the top. Again, it's a nice full window. And then the bottom is a little boring. It's purple. It's got a couple lens flare blobble colored things. But yeah, looks pretty good. Looks large for a figure. Honestly, large for a 1/7, maybe a 1/6. But she also, I'm debating if she's going to be a space hog or not. We'll see once we get her open. I've never played Girls Frontline, so I don't know anything about the game. I don't really know anything about ZB-26, other than I like her. She is cute, and she is pretty. And she has 3 seals holding her box shut. And she is in a paperboard box with lots of windows. There we go. We'll go ahead and pull her out. Here's some instructions. The inner liner is kind of a beach scene. Just water, no actual sandy beach or anything. Put the box off to the side. And we'll put ZB in her blister up there. We'll look at the instructions really quick. So she sits on her base. She has a magnetic hat. You put her champagne bucket on the base. You put all the little bonuses, fruits and money and drinks into her bag. You put her bag on the base, and she is assembled. And then I'm sure there's some warnings and stuff saying don't eat, don't lick, don't throw. All the typical stuff. So anyways, there is ZB in her blister pack. Let's pull her a little closer. And we'll spin. There's the side. There's her back. There's the other side. And back to the front. So she is a very busty girl. She's got nice big juicy hips. And she is kneeling down. And from the back she has very long hair, so you don't really see her booty much. But that's okay. Let's go ahead and get her open. So we'll cut the tape on the sides. And we'll keep the blister open, being careful not to send any fruits flying. We'll pull out her base. So it's that sugar cookie style sandy base. It's kind of rough to the feel. We do have her indents for her legs and her bucket and the bag, and probably her hair. She has written hug in the sand and drawn a little star and a sun and everything. There's a nice seashell and some sunglasses with transparent lenses. Where the bucket sits on the base, she must have pushed it down really hard because it is smooth. Bottom of the base looks kind of glad we don't look at bottoms of bases. Copyright Sunborn Technology or Network Technology Incorporated Limited, Sunborn Japan Company Limited, made in China. So that's the base. I suppose it doesn't take up too much space. We'll see though. Next, we'll pull out her hat. So it's very textured. So it definitely looks like a straw beach hat. And I'm just saying straw, I don't know if it's really straw. The inside of the hat, it is sculpted to match her hair and her knuckles because I guess she's pushing it up. Got a symbol. I'm assuming this is related to her in some way. There's no tassels or ribbons or anything. Top of the hat, there is a little bump where her knuckles go. And there is some purple shading around the brim of the hat. So, nice little touch. And there is a magnet in there. Either magnet or the magnet's either in the hat or it's in her head. And there's metal in somewhere. Yeah, you know how magnets work. Let's get the plastic release so that we can pull out her bucket of ice and booze. There's a little symbol on it. Don't know what it says. There's some writing on there. Can't read it. It looks more like just a scribble. The ice is well sculpted. It is clear plastic. There are some handles on the bucket along with some structural ridges. And the bottom is smooth and flat. So, nice little bottle of booze. We'll spin her around this way and we'll pull out her bag. So it's got like flexible rubber handles. And it feels rubbery, but it is quite stiff. It is a transparent bag. Let's see, that says IOP Manufacturing Company. And it's got the same symbol that was on her hat. It's got some nice lines painted on it. It's got a purplish tint to it. The bottom is nice and flat. And it's got a black rim. Okay, I'm actually going to pull her out and set her off to the side because it'll be easier if I can just tip. Actually, there's something else in here. Oh yeah. We got her beverage. Honestly, it looks like it says something like Nimrod. I doubt that's what it says, but that's what it looks like to me is Nimrod. Nimrod soda. Got the pull tab and everything. And the bottom is flat like a battery, not like a can. Set that off the side. So these accessories have a plastic covering over them. And then I'm just going to tilt them out so that we can look at them. So we've got a banana for scale, and I just dropped a lemon. Nicely sculpted. It's got the good banana shape. It's got the stem. And yeah, what's she going to do with the banana? We got some cash. It looks to be American money. And if we angle it, I'm going to guess this is a $100 bill. That's kind of what it looks like to me. But yeah, why she has American money folded into her bag? Well, I don't know. But yeah, it definitely looks like a $100 US bill for me. She's got an apple with no stem. It's nice and small. It's got some shading on it. The bottom has a good shape to it. And it is flying. These are definitely small, tiny pieces. And then we've got what appears to be 3 different lemons. No. Almost went flying off the table. So what we're going to do is look at them again. there is a little bit of shading and little sculpting details, but we're going to throw them right into the bag so they don't go flying anymore. We'll put her drink in the bag, put her apple in the bag, we'll put her banana in the bag, and we'll put the money in the bag. So we'll set that off to the side. We'll clean up our mess. And then we'll look at ZB. So yes, the main star of the show 10 minutes in is ZB-26. So she has some plastic between her hair and her body. And then she's got some foam type protection around her body and her legs. And it is going under the octopus's tentacle, so be careful when you remove it. We'll set her down. Okay, she sits good without her base, so if you don't want to use the base, you don't have to. She will take up less space this way for sure. But let's bring her closer again. So she is pulling her strap off of her shoulder, exposing her boobs, at least her left boob quite a bit more. There is some nice shading up there. She has a very defined neck, lots of collarbones and lots of like tendons in her neck. She's got some nice red eyes. And she's got, her mouth is painted, lips are slightly parted, and there's a white line of her teeth just barely showing. And honestly, it makes it look like she's sticking out her bottom lip. But that is not the case. She just has her lips slightly parted. If we look, we do see hints of her ears peeking out between the gaps in her hair. And she has nice long purple hair. Top of the hair is not a big giant mess like some figures are. And if we look at the back, you see it running along all the way down her back, and it gradients into a translucent plastic at the tips. I'm just looking. Her straps of her hair appear to be glued onto her shoulder, and I'm reasonably certain that they're hiding a joint line. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what that whole thing is about. As I said, she has big giant boobs, nice long deep cleavage, but it is welded cleavage. She's at the beach. She's perky. Yep, definitely perky. She could probably get some glass with that. Get some rating on her strap. Don't know what it says. If we go down, we see a little bit of her flesh under her cleavage. She's got well sculpted and defined abs. Well, not abs, but belly region. So you see the rib cage, you see the belly line, you see the vacuum sealed belly button, and then you get the cutouts, the star cutouts, which, like I said, I think that's really what drew me to her and made me want to buy her. I'm gonna drop a light down so it focuses a little bit better on her. But she has a very narrow waist and very wide hips, and definitely is showing off her hip bones. She's got a strap around her leg, her one thigh, and she's got some pretty thick thighs. So I'm guessing she is a very lower body powerful. We've got the octopus on her knee, and yes, it is permanently attached to her. I mean, you could probably break it off if you really wanted to, but then you'd have probably a hole in her thigh, in her knee. But it is just clinging onto her leg. Some people said they wanted to put it on her boob. She's got well-defined knees and nice sculpting creases where her calves and her thighs meet. If we look at her hand, she has purple fingernail polish on. She is also wearing some bracelets. Thumb is separate, pointers, index is separate, and then the other three are one piece, but we do get a little hole there. Her other hand is hidden behind her hair. I don't know if you can see it though, but she does still have painted fingernails and a sculpted hand. Maybe from this angle you can kind of see it. Nah, it's really hidden back there, so it's hard to see anything. Let's see, can we bend that hair out of the way a little bit? So the back of her swimsuit goes very deep, but it does not go down to her crack region. It probably ends, yeah, it ends right about the hip line. If we tilt her like this, we do see her crotch. So the sides of the crotch are exposed a little bit, and we do see it's definitely digging into her crack. But she still has that thigh gap. And definitely very thick, luscious, powerful thighs, and quite small calves. Her toes, again, purple toenail polish. The big toes are separate, and then the other ones are all the one piece, but sculpted so you can tell the toes apart. And the soles of her feet have a little bit of sculpting detail to them, but you can't really see it, which makes sense because you're not really going to see it with the figure. But as I said, she is perky. She's got lots of side boobs sticking out, and that swimsuit must be taped to her because it is either that or she's got her boobs hanging over it and holding it in place. But yeah. So let's go ahead, put her on the base. Should be a relatively simple affair. Just line her legs up with the dents. You gotta move her hair out of the way a little bit. It's holding her up a bit. We'll put the hat on. Okay, so it is magnetic. See, it's not going to fall off. And I was wrong. I thought that was where her, like, she was pushing it up with her fist, but it's supposed to be where her elbow is pushing it up. But the magnet is such that it actually doesn't touch her arm. So, I mean, it is what it is. We'll take the booze bottle and put it in its spot. So that it just sits there. It is not magnetic. We'll take her bag and put that in its spot. And ZB is now assembled. Let's adjust the camera a bit and we'll do a nice spin of her. So, I mean, it's a swimsuit figure, but honestly, it's one of the more detailed swimsuit figures I've seen. There's lots of shading on her, like where her muscles are, where her the creases for her hip bones are and everything, up by her collarbone and her neck tendons and her boobs. Lots of shading. And yeah, can't really see her butt because her hair blocks it, but that's okay. One thing I did want to point out, I'll take her hat off again. So yeah, she is pulling her strap, but I believe it is glued onto her boob and probably pegged in. So I doubt that you could force it off of her. And I mean, you don't have to have nipples on every single figure, especially when they're as beautiful as she is. Let's go ahead and put the hat back on. And we'll do a zoom. Actually, we'll take the hat off for this spin. But there is her face. It's not a super detailed face, and it doesn't look like she's blushing or anything, but like I said, her lips are slightly parted, which kind of makes it look like her bottom lip is being stuck out a bit. And I like how the hair is draping over her arm and her elbow and everything. Go ahead and drop the camera down to her chest region, and we'll spin there. So, you know me and strap gap, so glorious strap gap for sure there. Do we get some on the other side? And not really. But we do get some under boob gappage, but not much. And from the back, we see that the strap does go all the way to her flesh. So I'm sure it's pegged into her back right there as well. And you can just barely see some of her back sculpting there. A little bit of shoulder blade action going on. And detailed hair. You can barely see her fingers peeking and her back and the straps and everything. Lots of glorious side boob. No strap gap though. Now we'll tilt down to her crotch slash leg slash hip region and base. So yeah, very small bottom of that one-piece swimsuit. And again, I love how the star cutouts look on it. I don't think that would be very realistic in real life unless they've got some wire around the edges. But this is anime figures. We don't need real life physics. Except for magnets. We need magnets. So yeah, there is ZB-26. We'll spin her face region with the hat on. Let's do a normal zoom, take the camera out, do some shaky cam. There is what she looks like from the top. And you can arrange the fruits and drinks and everything however you like. I just threw them in there for the video. Got the little octopus on her knee. Yep, very thin waist, very thick boobs and thighs. ZB is quite a cutie. Her face, yeah, some people have said it's a little lacking, and I kind of agree with that. But the rest of the figure makes up for that. So this is ZB-26 in her Nook of Ephemeral Dreams outfit. She is from Girls Frontline or Dolls Frontline, depending on which region of the world you're in. She is a 1/7 scale figure manufactured by Wonderful Works. She released on May 27th of 2024. She cost 18,990 yen, or $126.36 pre-ordered at AmiAmi. And they say she's a 1/7. I think looking at the face, yeah, I agree, but then looking at her body, it kind of feels more like a 1/6. So she's kind of in that range. But she is squatting, so she's not going to take a lot of vertical space. She does not need the base. So if you're limited on horizontal space, you can take that off. But I'm going to use the base. At least I think I will. And I like how she's written hug. So yeah, that is ZB-26. I hope you enjoyed the Waka 26 haul. I will see you soon. I've got a lot of figures ordered for this month. Whether or not the release is up to the companies. I hope you enjoyed. See you soon. Bye-bye.